Alessandro Bastoni had some very great words to say after Inter Milan's season opener in the Serie A. We have a lot of desire for revenge. I'll say one last thing about last year. We reached the Champions League final and finished second place in Serie A, just 1 point away. We didn't win, and people talked about a finished team. A failed and finished team doesn't reach the Champions League final, and we have a lot of desire to prove it. Inter Milan, season opener, 5-0 versus Torino.
That's what you call talking a big game and backing it up.
Yeah.
I think Bastoni himself, who we're going to touch on, because he had an absolute blind of a game.
Incredible game.
But just to touch on it as well, you can't, it's funny how if we go back, let's say, even before that semi-final versus Barcelona, Inter always that team that people say, Simone Inzaghi, the team, it's an experienced squad, a lot of smart players with, a few, they're always seen as that team, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, fair enough, and they, as they said, they reached the Champions League final, and I mean, they beat that Barcelona team. There was a lot of momentum. Second Champions League final in 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
And obviously they got destroyed. They got demolished. They got battered, and that really just took them and just like all the momentum and all the hype and all the plaudits that people were giving them just kind of disappeared, because that's how football is. Very
knocked out to Fluminense in the Club World Cup too.
Knocked out, and obviously losing your manager as well. I think that was probably
manager.
I think that was probably the biggest loss and the biggest, in terms of question mark going into the season more than anything else. Not the aging squad. I think losing your manager, and a manager who you really can just say was the architect of this, this, I'd say, mini dynasty in a sense, because they've been consistent for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I went into this game saying, okay, Torino are a team on their day. They can be a bit tricky.
Yeah.
It's the opening home game. So you're just thinking that, okay, let's see how it goes. And I mean, dude, they were in the front seat, from the onset. Cruise control. I'd say Torino, obviously Torino are a team, when they hit you on the counter. But I think one thing I can say, I never saw Inter really in any panic.
No.
And I think they needed to have this kind of performance to dispel any doubters.
Yeah.
In terms of, are you sure? Obviously,
touch your credentials. Are they going to be one of Europe's elite again?
Exactly. And honestly, just credit to the team. I'd say for you, what did you make of the game, and just who are your standout performers?
I think Shivu didn't really change much. I think maybe he took a call called in Simone Inzaghi. How Saudi Arabia, I need your tactics, bro. Tell me how you got this team running. I didn't see a lot of changes, bro.
Which is funny because after the Champions League final, everyone was saying, you gotta rebuild the squad, you gotta get players, Mkhitaryan's gotta go.
Yeah.
Acerbi, he's past it. You guys, it needs to, DeMarco washed, that was really, and you understand it in the sense of, again, football is a very reactionary sport. People are always going to jump on what's happening in front of us. And again, this is pretty much the same team.
Yeah.
And they just looked as you said, I think I like that. You could actually say that probably I wouldn't, what I can say? I can credit the manager for just saying, yes, maybe as the season progresses, I'll implement what I need to, but this squad has a certain way of how to play. They are it's the same squad that they've been for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Let's not change anything too soon.
It's been working.
And it's been working.
It's been working. Alessandro Bastoni at that left centre back, underlapping. He got an assist, bro, and a goal.
Dude.
He crosses like a proper left back.
That's true.
He crosses like a left back. And I think he's also solid in defense too. But Nicolo Varela, bro, he always goes under the radar. But he's turning into a midfield general now that Chanalolu seems like he doesn't want to play for Inter. Those quote-unquote Lautaro Martinez's words.
Yeah.
His heart is not set at playing for Inter anymore. But like I said, it felt like watching Simone Inzaghi team once more. Federico Di Marco bombing forward down that left-hand side. Dumfries also doing the same. And the front two.
Yeah.
They're spectacular games. Both of them, and it seems like they're growing their connection. There's not much to say about Torino because they didn't even lay a finger.
That's what I'm saying.
They didn't do anything.
Not really. I think towards the end, that's when they read. But at that point, Inter were kind of just they had done the business.
Yeah.
5-0 up. There's no need. So, but I think the best possible team to start your season in sense of just like a confidence booster.
Yeah.
And just again, as you said, you talk a big game, you got to back it up.
Yeah.
And I think for me, and also as you said, Lautaro Martinez also getting a goal and assist, and I mean he's what, 2-time MVP or 1-time?
2-time.
2-time MVP player, and a player that massively underrated. We know this, and looked fresh as well. I'll say
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead.
No, you were saying.
No, I was still saying that. Otherwise, I'd say I'm keenly interested to see how this Inter team will look. Obviously, they're already the favorites. Going, I think them and Napoli.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see how they go this season, because I'd say last year was very fun to watch.
Yeah.
So, and you hope that other teams like Juventus, maybe AC Milan, never mind. Just like the teams that are just gonna like come through and just kind of make. Because Serie A, I'd say, is one of the funnest leagues in Europe, because you don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
It's just from day one, you don't really know who's gonna win, because it's so competitive. It's so like every team, like the big teams are the big teams for a reason.
Yeah.
And AC Milan.
But like, I'd say like in terms of quality, like upper echelon quality, like you pick here and there. There's your Batoni, world class, Lautaro Martinez, one of the best in his position, and Scott McTominay and all those. But the parity, dog, I feel like there's no, like in England where like there's a city where like Shirky, best talents, where the league like, that doesn't compare. Liverpool, Salah and all that. Even in Spain where it's Mbappe, Yamal. But here it's like their stars and like immortal. The players, the other teams in the league, the players from the other teams in the league feel like we can go against these guys. And it shows in terms of the way that they've been able to rotate in terms of handing over the Scudetto. One season it's Inter, one season it's Napoli. AC Milan also had a shot at it. So yeah, I think we're looking forward to a great season. I still pick Inter as favorites because they have the best squad in the league right now. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season.
Very interesting. One more question before we round it off.
Yeah.
Is Bastoni the best centre back in the world?
I feel he is. I feel like he is.
You didn't even flinch with that one.
He gives you everything, bro. He gives you everything. The modern day centre back, bro.
A certain man with a ponytail, still, they thought I was finished. I
beg to differ, because I feel like his Bastoni's game is evolving, whereas Van Dijk's game is sort of getting refined. He has evolved, but now it's
obviously he's older.
He's a lot older. Hence why I'm giving Bastoni the advantage. I think he's 26 years old. He's still heading into his prime.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But now credit to Bastoni, credit to the team as well. A very dominant, no half, there's no headlines except for the main headline. 5-0 win at Torino at home. Job done, 3 points. And yeah, let's have ourselves a fun season. But yeah, that was just our brief thoughts on Inter Milan versus Torino. Please let us know what you guys think. How are you feeling about this Inter team? How are you feeling about the manager? Do you feel like he could recapture some of that magic of Simone Inzaghi? And yeah, just let us know. We appreciate you guys always just interacting with us and just letting us know what you guys think. But from us, no foul play. Stay tuned in.